completed today. Yeah, but I gave you the idea. I hope some of you have already started because you just do modification. Yeah, the code example I already give you, that bookstore example. Yeah. So let me explain another time regarding optional project 2. Yeah. Starting from today, you have less than nearly at the most. Let me say today Monday, right? Today Monday. So today, December 5th, Monday. Yeah. I would say you have at the most 2 weeks. Yeah. At most 2 weeks to complete it. Okay. Because after you add 2 weeks, 14 days, that will be December 19th, Monday. Yeah, that's the last day, because I need to submit grades all grades on December 20th, Tuesday. Yeah. So the last day I can give you is this day. All right. And here, let me talk about what do I need in this optional project. We know first thing that you know, because everyone will be very busy in this final 2 weeks. Yeah. So you will get extra credit, 3% for this optional. Yeah. So it's worth a try. So I encourage, so if you can find some time, just try it. Yeah. Here, let me talk about the basic requirements. Sample codes first. Yeah, because some students still ask me sample code. So you may not be aware of. I posted a few weeks ago. So the sample code, that bookstore example. And I did a demo in class, online shopping. Yeah. Select the books, put in a shopping cart, and then, you can add a few more books later. Yeah. Just a typical shopping cart activity. But many features we do not need. Yeah. Here I keep the features to the minimum. Yeah. In order to make you complete it in about 2 weeks. Yeah. So I do not require any extra features. Yeah. Just the same features you see in this example. So that bookstore, this one with a tutorial. So you can understand the code by reading that tutorial. Yeah. So what do we need to do? So in general, do a straightforward conversion for different products. Not books, okay? So you try to sell something different, okay? So, and I hope different students select different products, okay? Yeah. All right. When you do that, you need to first, you need to design a database for your products. Okay, yeah. To design database products, I hope you know how to use using a SQL script. A SQL script. And also, I hope you know, populate the database. You create your own data, a list of products, you make your own data, then you populate a database. So that's the database part. All right. Second, create a Java Bean for your products. Yeah, because when you switch from BookBean, right? In our bookstore example, we use BookBean to store individual book information. But here, you need to store your individual product information. So use your own Java Bean for your products. All right. So then, modify the related Java classes and methods. The structure exactly the same, the structure, okay? But you need to do a lot of modification. But the modification basically is straightforward modification, okay? Straightforward modification, yeah. So you should be very careful when you do conversion, very careful, yeah. All right, so, and no new feature needed. Okay, yeah. Yeah, because consider the time limit we have, just make it work. Yeah. And the page design, the look of the page, the layout, also not important. Okay. Just make it work. The most important thing is make it work. Okay, yeah. That's the most important thing, okay? How beautiful it is, that's not important, okay? Yeah, because it may take a lot of time. Yeah, if you want to make your whole example, whole project, look great. So I'm afraid it would take too much time. Yeah, so not necessary. But if after the semester ends, so if you like to work it in the break time, in the winter break, so you like to, make your project look pretty, and you want to, because some students post their project in the GitHub, right? So if you want to put there, you can do, better work and put in the GitHub, when you, go to the job interview, so you can show your project. Yeah. So that's but for this class, I just like you keep the minimum, make it work. So you get that 3% extra credit. Yeah. All right. So that is this optional project number 2. Yeah. So I can, I try to make the short description. In my description, I put these items in one document, and use half page, a little more than half page description. Then I create a submission page sometime today. So then for those who like to spend a little more time, so I really encourage you to try it. Okay. And when you work, if you have some technical questions, you can ask me. For example, database design, shopping cart things, technical questions, or even running that bookstore example. Yeah, I'm afraid some of you may not be able to run that bookstore example. Yeah, that actually it's pretty simple. Yeah. In class, I remember I show you in class step by step. Start that database, then copy files. Just usual way to run a Java web application. Okay. All right. So that is the project. The first thing today, project. Any question related to project 2? Yeah. Then I move to the second question. Next one. Next one, regarding EL expressions with errors. Yeah. In class, I mentioned this question a few times, because we have some situation with no complaint, right? No complaints, but we have some situations with errors or with complaints, but the situations are different. I just talk about that a little bit. So today I like to show you this case. With no complaints, that case, remember when your EL expression, so the typical situation is this. Suppose you have some expression. The question, typically, no data here. No data, including null case. Including null case. Okay, no complaint. All right, yeah, but let me explain here. Here, I like to show you a different situation. A different situation. with complaint, with a complaint. All right, yeah. So here, think about, after I explain in this slide, I will show you concrete example. I will show you that error message, show you the code. Yeah. So in the example I did last time, I add one more example for this one. Yeah. So I will give you the new example. All right. So think about, we have a Java bean. For our data. We store data in Java bean. We know when we store data as a list of properties. Properties. Okay, yeah. So then let's consider our typical EL expression. We have first named variable, right? First named variables. After that, we have second named variable, right? Yeah. All right. This place typically attributes, right? Attributes map objects, typically. But another case attributes Java beans. All right. So map of Java beans. Here we consider this case, Java bean case. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The Java bean case, then the second, if the first named variable corresponds to a Java bean, the second named variable corresponds to a Java bean property, right? Property. So now we have the situation, we have this Java bean property if it is misspelled. We spell the property wrong, okay? Due to some reason, right? Due to some reason, people may misspell one of the Java bean properties. Then when you refer to that property in your EL expression, especially, you know, the second named variable, using the second named variable. The first named variable is correct. Let's assume, but the second named variable is incorrect. Okay, misspelled. So now the problem, because to access this property, a suitable getter is called, right? Getter is called. Since you misspelled a property the getter cannot be found. Okay, cannot be found, then you have an error. Okay, and it is a runtime error, right? It is a runtime error. Yeah. On the page, you cannot see anything wrong. Okay, yeah. Here on the page, on the JSP, yeah, the JSP containing this expression, nothing is wrong. Okay, so it cannot be detected before you run this project. It cannot be detected. But when you access this JSP, you need to retrieve the data. You misspell the Java Bean property, so you call it wrong getter, and you will get a runtime error. That's the situation. Think about that. Okay, that means the EL could give us some error. All right, yeah. Let me show you that example. I just create that example. Very simple example, yeah, but you will see this situation really occurs. Okay, yeah. So let me bring up my Eclipse, and yeah. So in the review web, I add another feature there. Yeah, I add a page. So look at the index page. Yeah. So at the bottom, I add this run property of a Java Bean link, hyperlink. So I create a data prep servlet because I need to create a Java Bean and I need to store data in a servlet. So I create a data prep servlet. My Java Bean is very simple. I call it name bean. Okay, name, first name, last name. Okay, setters, getters, name bean. Okay, all right. Then in my data prep servlet, so I create a name bean, yeah, and set first name A, last name B. Then I store it, set attribute request dot my bean, yeah, the name, first name the variable, attribute name, I call it my bean, and this object bn. Yeah. So then I forward to my page2.jsp, my page2.jsp. Okay, yeah. Then my page2.jsp, I access this EL expression, dollar, curly braces, the first name the variable my bean. It's correct. The Java Bean attribute name, the attribute name corresponding to our Java Bean object. So dot, then the second named variable is wrong. The second named variable I call F name, yeah, not first name. Yeah, the correct one should be first name, yeah, because in our name being, yeah, we, the getter get a first name. Yeah, the property name comes from the getter, get first name. Yeah, but I intentionally misspell the property name, F name. Here you can see there is no error, no complaint, right? Yeah. So the IDE does not check it for you. Okay, the IDE does not check if your Java Bean property is misspelled or not. Okay, so you couldn't find it. All right. Now, when you run it, yeah, so let's run this project. And when we access this page, you will see yeah. Number 7, run property of a Java bean, this link. Okay. Yeah. So when you click it, we go through servlet preparation, data preparation servlet first. Then my page2.jsp, when you go there, you get an error message like this. Okay. Internal server error. Okay. Yeah. You know, an exception occurred processing this page at line 10. Okay, it tells you the error occurs at line 10, this EL expression. Okay, actually the second named variable. Yeah, so you will get a complaint, you will get an error. Okay, yeah, here more specific message, property not found exception, property F name not found on type, you know, so that's one example. Okay, yeah. So you later you will know under what situation it does not complain, under what situation it does complain. Okay, yeah. So I hope this simple example gives you strong impression that there is a situation it does complain. Okay. All right. Yeah. So that is our second question. Yeah. Then let's go to the next question. Yeah. Null and empty string. Yeah. Last time I showed you a little bit. Null and empty. We did a little comparison. Yeah. So let me do some summary again. Yeah. Here regarding this question. Yeah. We know sometimes we cannot see the difference, right? Sometimes, but sometimes we can see the difference. Yeah. So here I may not go through all the cases. I just want to tell you, when you in your mind, you should be aware of the difference between these two things. Yeah. One is null object. Another is empty string. Okay, all right. Yeah. And one difference is, we know when we know the first thing, when a Java object is null, okay, we cannot access any of its method. Because we will get no pointer yeah, whatever, yeah, null, yeah, exception, null pointer exception, you know, whatever, yeah. Yeah, so it's a runtime error. This is runtime error. All right, yeah. But an empty string is a valid object. Valid object you can access. Any of its method. Okay, yeah. So that's one difference. Yeah, because this null case, you need to do null checking. You need to do null checking before you can use this object. Yeah. And the empty string, it can pass the null checking. It's not a null. It can pass the null checking. Yeah. But here I like to talk about another difference. Yeah. regarding a parameter value. Parameter, the query parameter. Yeah. Okay. A query parameter sent to the server. Okay. All right. Then we have two cases. The first case, the parameter value is empty. Yeah. No input. So this case, when you retrieve the parameter, empty string. Empty string. Okay. Yeah. But there is another situation. The parameter name is misspelled. The parameter name is misspelled. Okay. And the user could enter input. under this wrong, under this parameter. Yeah. But the parameter name in the HTML page and the parameter name when you retrieve, when you retrieve, you need to use the parameter name, right? When you retrieve, you use the wrong parameter name, okay? Or misspell. Let me write more specifically. When you retrieve the parameter, you use a wrong name. That could happen, right? So in this case, you get a null object. Not empty string. Null object. So that's the difference. Okay. So that's another important difference. So you need to understand. So when you manipulate query parameters, so you need to think about, something, this kind of things could happen. Okay. Yeah. All right. So that's this question. Yeah. Null and empty string. Yeah. All right. Then, so there is another important difference I'd like to talk about. Do casting or not? Yeah, so that's also, for some of the students, it's quite confusing. When we should do casting, when we do not need to do casting. Yeah. Here, I want to explain one typical situation. Okay, yeah. Do casting or not? Yeah. First, let me consider this case. Okay. Store and retrieve data through request and session attribute. It's all right. This situation, yeah. Request session, yeah. Very similar here. Okay. All right. And for example, request. Docs set attribute. Okay. Yeah. My attribute. My ob one. Okay, yeah. So that is one. Session, we have the similar situation. Session. Cool. Yeah. Okay. New attribute. 2. All right. So here the question. We know first to think about what we look at the second parameter of this set attribute method. The second one. This one, what type of object do we store as the second parameter of the set attribute method? Yeah. Its form is capital object. Okay. Yeah, we know this is a very general object in Java. Okay, yeah, very general one. And almost all Java objects, yeah, most of the Java objects are subclasses of this one, right? Yeah. So too general, right? Yeah. And then when you retrieve it, at the retrieval side, okay, retrieval side, request or session dot get attribute my attribute. Okay, all right. But when you retrieve, what do you get? The form, what do you get? Object. Okay, yeah, because when you store, there are so many different object types you can store as attributes, right? Yeah. When you store, it's very general. So when you retrieve, it's also a general form. Okay, yeah. So that means casting needed. Casting needed. Because as a general object, you cannot use it. You cannot use the business methods, special business methods in it, right? You have to do casting, cast the object to your business object, okay? Casting to a business object. Then you can call its business methods. Okay, yeah. Here, casting is needed, must. Yeah, you have to do it. Otherwise, your attribute object won't be useful. Won't be useful. Okay. Yeah. All right. So that's the first case. Second case, it's a different situation. Yeah. So we need to separate these two different situations. So otherwise you get confused. Yeah. Why in this place I need to do casting explicitly, then in a different place I do not need to do casting. Yeah. So here let me describe the second situation. No casting needed. The second situation is related to Java generics. Okay. Java generics. And here, after data retrieval, no casting needed. Yeah, so let me explain this situation. Let me use two cases, list object and map object. List. Yeah. Yeah. Suppose we put a Java bean there. My bean. Okay. Yeah. And this arrow bracket, my bean, this is optional because we can omit. If we omit, it's also legal. Okay. Yeah. But usually people keep it just for readability. Okay. So this is the first type. Yeah. After that, we can add data like so b and list dot add objects in the form of my bean. Yeah, so that's the first case. Second case, the map case. Map. Okay, yeah. String and my bean. Okay. The string as the name of the object, then data here with a name. Yeah. So this way, you associate your data with searchable names. In the list case, there is no searchable name attached to your data. Okay, so you cannot search your data based on the search keys. For the second case, supporting key-based search operation. Okay, yeah. All right. That's called bean map, BM map equals new hash map. We need a concrete Java class, so we call it hash map. You can leave this arrow bracket blank, but you can also use this way. All right. Then after that, BM, you need to put a data there, right? Yeah. Put data, put. Okay. Yeah. Name. Some name. Okay. Yeah. Being one, for example, and so on. Okay. A list of objects under a list of searchable names. No. All right, so you can do the search fast search. Okay, all right. Here you can see in these two cases, in the arrow bracket, Java generics, arrow bracket here, here, yeah. When your data is placed, is stored, the data can only take the specified name. Oh, specified type. My bin. Okay. Must be of this type. Must be of this type. I only take the specified type. All right. No other choices. Only this choice. Okay. Yeah. So you can see there is no ambiguity. No ambiguity. That's the essence of Java generics. Yeah. Java generics, the essence of this technique. So avoid any data type ambiguity. Okay, yeah, that's the essence of this. Yeah. Before Java generics technology was created, you know, people just put the object type, okay, general object type. Yeah, just like our previous slide. When you put in a list object, you just put object. It could be different types. Then there is a lot of ambiguity. So then after you retrieve one of the object from the collection, yeah, that's the collection object. These two collection object, okay, collection, yeah, here, yeah, collection, yeah, object. Then you have to do casting because there is a lot of ambiguity. Yeah. Now, because no ambiguity, yeah, here, so conclusion. Since there is no ambiguity, then no casting needed. Okay? Yeah. No ambiguity. So, after you retrieve the object, it cannot be wrong. It must be the specified type. Okay. Yeah, here I use my bin. Simple example. Must be of this type. Okay. Yeah. And when you use the add method or put method, if you put the wrong object there, compiler would complain. Okay. Yeah. So if put a wrong object, compiler compiler yeah, compiler complain. All right. Yeah, compiler would complain. You know, compiler can detect easily. Compiler will complain. Yeah. All right. So that's the, the story, the whole story behind that casting. Yeah. So there is some reason casting. Yeah. Here you can see, if I do summary of these two cases, the previous one, attributes, we store data as attributes. And here, the second case, we store data in collection object. Retrieval, store, retrieval, collection object. So the logic is like this. After you retrieve data, if there is some ambiguity, so that means the data could be in different forms, different types. Yeah, so, the general object type that cannot be used as the business object, okay? In order to use your data from a business object, so you have to do casting operation, okay? And here, the second situation, here, we don't have that ambiguity, right? So it's not a general Java object. It must be the specified object type. It cannot be wrong, okay? The compiler would help us, ensure the data you stored must be in the right form, okay? Yeah, so that's the reason. After the retrieval, yeah, so what's the retrieval? Yeah, so here, talk about retrieval. Retrieval here, yeah, so I do not have much space. Yeah, let me use the next slide. Yeah. I have a few more minutes. So here I talk about retrieval case, data retrieval case. Okay, yeah. In the first case, we have that bin bn list. We call it's get method. Get method, we need to put a indices here. Indices. Indices here, okay? 0, 1. Its size -1. Yeah. This object that you can use its size to get the number of elements in it, size -1. Okay. Yeah. But after you get it, so no casting operation here. No casting. Not necessary. Yeah. All right. The second case, bn map. Okay. Yeah. Also get, but this time not indices because you have name by name. Okay. By name. Yeah. And here no casting. Yeah. Because the object type is fixed. There is no ambiguity on your data form, data type, object type. Okay. Yeah. All right. So now I hope you understand, you have the complete story for these two different situations. So you will understand the reason behind casting. If sometimes casting is a must, sometimes casting is not necessary. Okay. All right. that's it. That's pretty much just some questions I like to explain. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So if you have no question to ask me, let us stop right here. Yeah.